Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ivy Chen, Realtek IR Director. Thanks for joining this meeting. At the beginning, I will briefly update our fourth quarter 24 financial results and give some updates on our business. After that, we will have a Q&A session. Please do not hesitate to ask questions. Now, let us go through the fourth quarter 2024 financial results. The Q4 revenue was new Taiwan dollar 26.35 billion, down 14.3% compared to the previous quarter. This outcome by and large aligns with our expectations and the seasonality. The Q4 gross margin stood at 48.3%, marking a 3.1 percentage points decrease quarter over quarter. The decline in gross margin from the previous quarter is partly due to the product mix change, as a significant portion of the pull-ins consist of the entry segment products and partly attributed by the diminishing impact of the reversal of the slowly moving inventory write-off. The Q4 OPEX ratio was 37.4%. This indicates a 1.3 percentage points decrease in the OPEX ratio compared to the previous quarter. This reduction is in line with our expectations of the short-term change in operating expense. We still anticipate that the operating leverage will help lower the OPEX ratio over the mid to long term. The Q4 operating income was 2.88 billion, which accounted for 10.9% of revenue. The operating margin shows a decline from the previous quarter's 12.7%, largely contributed to a reduced gross margin. Q4 non-op income was 762 million, a slightly uptick from the previous quarter due to increased government subsidies. The Q4 net income was 3.4 billion, or 12.9% of the revenue. As a result, the Q4 EPS was NT 6.63 dollars. Regarding the inventory, the Q4 inventory turnover days were 94 days, an increase of 9 days compared to the previous quarter. This rise was anticipated due to the customer informing Realtek of their intention to boost orders after the new year, partly driven by the political tariff from the Trump administrations. Otherwise, the inventory levels at Realtek and within the channels remain healthy. This concludes Realtek fourth quarter 24 financial results. Despite fewer working days in the first quarter in 2025 due to the Lunar New Year holidays, the company's outlook remains positive and stable, driven by the increased short-term restocking demand from the clients. Aligning with our expectation, the January revenue reached NT 11.7 billion, a record high for the monthly revenue. Looking ahead, we believe Realtek will continue its growth in 2025, driven by the solid demand from the customers with spec upgrades and expanding end markets. Now, we will go through the top product lines at Realtek. First, we observed that the PC versus non-PC revenue stays around 31 to 96 in Q4 24. And then on the Ethernet, the orders have slowed down in the fourth quarter following 3 strong quarters in 2024. However, we expect a rebound in the first quarter 25. Regarding the different generations of specs, the demand for 2.5 gig and 5 gig is increasing for PC peripheral, and telco markets. It will gradually replace the gigabit Ethernet. Furthermore, we anticipate a rise in 10G demand by the end of this year or early next year, as managed switches, Wi-Fi routers, and 10G PON become more prevalent. On the switch side, after a sluggish 2023, the switch market has steadily recovered throughout the 24, including the fourth quarter, as some companies pull in their orders to stay ahead of the potential tariff impact by the Trump administration. A trend is likely to persist into the first quarter in 25. Independent of the geopolitical factor, the market is experiencing a consistent upgrade in spec towards multi-gig switches. For instance, the 2.5 gig unmanaged switches are increasingly becoming the preferred choice to complement Wi-Fi 7 router when necessary. As for the managed switches, Realtek sees plenty of headroom for growth in the campus switches market in the near and midterm, as well as in the data center market over the long term. On the Wi-Fi, despite a seasonal slowdown in Q4, Realtek Wi-Fi concluded 2024 with robust growth. Among the major application segments, Realtek Wi-Fi experienced the most significant growth in the telco, broadband, and networking sector, both in the fourth quarter and throughout the entire year. Looking ahead to 2025, we anticipate that the telco, broadband, and networking applications will continue to spearhead Wi-Fi growth. By various market reports, Wi-Fi 7 penetration reached over 4% in 2024 and is projected to increase to over 10% in 2025. Such estimation aligns with our observations of Wi-Fi 7 adoptions in both the PC and router markets. Consequently, older Wi-Fi specifications are expected to maintain their dominance in the markets in 2025, playing a crucial role in driving the growth of Realtek's Wi-Fi business alongside the advancements of Wi-Fi 7. On the audio codec, according to IDC, the total PC market is expected to expand by 4.3% in 2025, driven by a commercial refresh cycle due to the end of Windows 10 supports. Realtek's PC audio codec business roughly mirrored the overall market's performance, with significant order pull-ins in Q1, driven by the uncertainties. For consumer electronics audio codec, growth potential is foreseen in 2025, particularly in Chromebook and gaming sector. The TV markets, we saw a notable seasonal drop in TV orders, despite the subsidies on TVs and consumer electronics goods in China. On the January 8th, 2025, the Chinese government expanded their subsidy program scope and coverage. Currently, TV panel price appear to be stabilizing. These developments are likely to boost the TV sales in the first quarter of 2025, where the full year 2025 TV sales outlook remains uncertain. It is expected that Realtek will increase its market share in 2025. The last but not the least, the auto Ethernets. Despite the sluggish growth in the global auto markets, we anticipate that Realtek's auto Ethernet business will continue to outperform both the car industry and Realtek's overall corporate growth. The robust expansion is driven by two main factors. First, the increasing electrifications of vehicles, which facilitates the integration of Ethernet as the network backbone. And second, the more advanced use of Ethernet in automotives result in a greater quantity and higher specs of Ethernet solutions. It concludes my brief update. Now, the floor is open for questions. Please feel free to ask, and I will try my best to answer all of your questions.
Hi, Aggie. Can I start my question for a bigger picture? So in terms of the growth drivers in 2025, which segment will lead the growth of the company?
Based on what we can see today, the networking and auto business are anticipated to lead the growth in 2025. And within the networking segment, the growth is being driven by the ongoing expansion on the connected world and the advancements in the LAN, WLAN, and broadband connectivity specifications. And in the auto industry, the increase of the Ethernet for more subsystems and as the vehicle networking backbone is fueling the growth for the auto Ethernet.
Okay, could you comment on the gross margin outlook for 2025?
In both 2023 and 2024, Realtek's gross margin was additionally impacted by the aged inventory write-offs and the subsequent reversals. However, the inference is no longer a significant factor for 2025. This year, the major determinants of the gross margin will be the ongoing dynamic between the ASC and ASP, a challenge Realtek has been managed well. We are confident that our ability to manage these variables effectively this year. Moreover, the evolving product mix with a trend towards higher specs and increased AI features, we expect it will pump up the gross margin over time.
What is your plan of the operating expense in 2025? Could we expect some operating leverage?
Yeah, we expect a slight reductions in the OPEX ratio in 2025 compared to 2024, driven by the expected operating leverage throughout healthy revenue growth. And then in the longer term, our strategy remains focused on further reducing the OPEX ratio through enhanced operating leverage.
As there is expected to be PC semi-order points in first quarter 2025, do we think this demand momentum could sustain into second quarter or further?
Other than telco tender projects, we are seeing many orders pull-ins, including those for PC in Q1 25. And generally speaking, the pull-in might provide temporary relief from the effect of tariff or other uncertainties. They do not represent a sustainable business strategy. It's prudent to wait until the later part of the second quarter to more accurately assess the underlying market demand.
How can we think of the Wi-Fi spec migration this year? Do you see smoother upgrades to Wi-Fi 6 and 7?
It is important to note that 2025 will only be the second year of Wi-Fi certified 7 and the seventh year for the Wi-Fi certified 6. By our best estimate, the market share distributions may be around 31% for Wi-Fi 4, 31% for Wi-Fi 5, and 33% for Wi-Fi 6 and 6E combined, and then 5% for the Wi-Fi 7. While these numbers are estimates and may not reflect the actual market share, they do indicate that the Wi-Fi 7 have yet reached their full market potential. In real-world application, each generation of Wi-Fi has its own place in today's marketplace. It's quite possible that different versions of Wi-Fi will continue to coexist for some time. Turning our attention to two important specs for Realtek's Wi-Fi, routers and PC, we expect Wi-Fi 6 penetration to rise by an additional 10 percentage points and reach between 80% to 90%. And concurrently, the Wi-Fi 7 could approach a 10% market share by 2025. And at Realtek, our Wi-Fi 6 shipment have already surpassed those of Wi-Fi 5 in 2024. We foresee continued growth for our Wi-Fi 6 and 7 solutions together furthering expanding their market presence in 2025. And regarding Wi-Fi 7, Realtek has garnered positive feedback from customers. Our solutions for PC introduce a new power-saving architecture that excels particularly in standby mode, outperforming our competition. Additionally, our Wi-Fi 7 architectures for router is quite flexible, making it an ideal choice for retail markets with multiple configuration options. It is especially suitable for mesh routers, where it strikes a perfect balance between the cost and coverage. Riding on positive customer feedback and the new design success, Realtek's Wi-Fi 7 business is poised to afford the continued healthy growth in 2025 and beyond.
For tender market, can management provide the updates on both China and overseas tender orders for 2025?
Realtek estimates that the global PON TAM will reach approximately 148 million units in 2024, with China accounting for around 63% of these units. The projections indicate that the TAM could rise to 160 million in 2025, with China contributing around 60%. Some PON tender projects in China operate on a 2-year cycle, with 2025 marking the second year. Deployment for those projects will continue as per the 2024 awards. Furthermore, the two top operators in China are anticipated to initiate a new tender project in 2025 as well.
Regarding automotive Ethernet, Realtek previously mentioned it will continue to outpace the company's corporate average growth rate in coming years. What specific technological advancements or market trends do you foresee driving this growth? And how is Realtek positioning itself? As Chinese EV brands keep growing, how's Realtek market share in those Chinese EV brands?
Overall, the automotive industry is navigating a complex landscape of technical innovation, regulatory changes, and economic challenge, while seeking growth opportunities in emerging markets and through new technology like EVs and autonomous driving. Realtek stands out in the high competitive auto Ethernet market, maintaining a well-balanced customer mix across the region. We are confident that Realtek's auto Ethernet solution will ultimately outperform and outlast marquee competitors like Broadcom, Marvell, and XP. Realtek's auto Ethernet customers are globally distributed, including significant representations in China. And increasing numbers of the new EV car vehicle and in China are now integrating Realtek's auto Ethernet solutions as well.
What kind of product do you plan to release for the HPC market? When will you start to contribute the revenue for Realtek?
Leveraging our extensive expertise in SoC design and high-speed networking connectivity, Realtek's plan to develop IC solutions for edge servers, distinct from traditional cloud servers or data centers, is making steady progress. Realtek plans to launch the 100 gig optical fiber products in 2025 and is actively developing the PAM4 DSP chips that support the cutting-edge 400 gig and 800 gig modules, comprehensively targeting the future data center applications. At this stage, however, it remains premature to offer any revenue projections. For the year 2025, the company's growth will continue to rely on our current range of products and the key application we currently serve. As a design service partner in Taiwan with in ARM total design. Realtek commits to providing comprehensive ASIC service, including the design and the integrations of Neoverse CSS. To achieve this, Realtek is advancing design flow for cutting-edge process node, specifically for the 5 nano and 4 nano, as well as developing the IPs for the target SoCs. This initiative aligns with our strategic plan to penetrate the edge server markets. Updates will be provided in due course.
Regarding opportunities in the humanoid robot market, could management elaborate on the market potential and Realtek's role in the space?
Where the MCU, AI processor, motors, sensors, and power management controllers and the batteries are often identified as the essential components. It's crucial to recognize these elements must be interconnected and operate in synchrony. Additionally, the robust AI edge computing capability are necessary to facilitate the seamless human interaction through the audio and the video interfaces. To this angle, Realtek's connectivity solutions play an integral role in connecting devices, as well as the connecting human and devices. We will actively monitor and participate in this emerging sector and will provide the updates as developments unfold. Due to the time constraint, we have to conclude the meeting now. And thanks for your participation today. Please feel free to contact our IR team if you have further questions after the meeting. Thank you.